Oseo ni God, Wade Blevins, Tabaton, Kalele, Chiquedo, Kohik, Hia, Nakina, Talaki, Nakine, RSU TV, we gonna new go, Kohik, Josh, Taline, Jalaki, de lo Quasti, Gene. So, welcome. My name is Wade Blevins. I'm very happy to be here. This is Cherokee 4 here on RSU TV. Today is our 32nd Cherokee lesson. So if you've been following these in order, we've been kind of going through some old materials that were created in the past. Previously, we've gone through the Cherokee stories, and then we went through the parts of the Cherokee primer. Today, I've got something really, really special for you. We're not going to get real far into it, but we are. Well, I want it to be a surprise. I want you guys to be excited about it. So I'll show you guys here in just a second. So come. Okay, so today, this is what we're going to do today. When I was a kid, growing up, I remember these. My grandma had an issue of Beetle Bailey, and that was all in Cherokee. And when I was a kid, I didn't really think much about it because I couldn't read Cherokee, and so now as an adult, I so wish that I had that comic, but I don't know whatever happened to it. But anyway, back in 1975, I was born in 1973, by the way, King Comics worked with Cherokee Nation, and this they created, I want to say that there were 4, but I can only remember 3. There was Beetle Bailey, there was a Popeye, and there was this one, which of course, for those of you that are my age, you might recognize it as Blondie and Dagwood, right? And I want to say there was a 4th one, but I cannot remember what it might have been. So, but I think that, High and Lois. High and Lois is the 4th one. I was like, I know there were 4 of them. I knew there were 4, but I could not remember what the other one was. But the other one was High and Lois. So they were really, really cool. The front half of them was all in Cherokee. The back half was the exact same story told in English. So you could read either one. They were created for dual purposes. They were created, and it explains it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to translate this first, the cover, and then we're going to translate the first page, okay? So we're going to make our way through that, and then over the next several lessons, we're going to translate the entire comic, which I think is going to be a riot. I think it's going to be really, really beneficial because, as you know, comics have a lot of dialogue. So it's them talking to each other. So you're going to get a lot of really, really valuable vocabulary and not have to conjugate it. You're not going to have to switch it around because these are 2 people speaking to each other, holding a conversation. So, it'll be used in a way that you would probably use it yourself if you were having that same conversation or a similar conversation. So, and of course, as we get into it, we get right into the very first, the title, which, as we know, is Blondie. So this says U S D G L. U S D G L. Okay. So I I think that this is probably a contraction. Of course, knowing what it is ahead of time, knowing that it's Blondie, and I'm like, okay, does this mean blonde, right? But the word for blonde is uskolwodige. So I don't know. But I believe that this would be ustik, hair, achilin, which I've heard it, it's related to the word fire, achil, right? So ustijila. But to me, that would be like a redhead, right? Somebody that has orange hair. But then when you really think about a fire and you don't think about it from a preconceived idea, because we're always taught fire is orange, right? But if you really look at a fire, there are lots of different colors in it, and some fires are very yellow, rather as opposed to being orange. So that's my take on this word, ustijila. Ustijila would be like, fire hair, right? But others, I floated that past other speakers, and some were like, yeah, and then others were like, well, to me, that's like maybe their hair is like sticking up, which, I was like, oh, okay, so it's growing, it's, flowering, we're related to the word achilask, right? So either way, that's the name of Usti Jila, of the comic, okay? Here is the first page, okay? So this was translated by Martin Cochran. He was the materials development assistant, prepared under the direction of Agnes Cowan and Raynell Mills, co-directors of the Cherokee Bilingual Education Program. So this was back in the 70s when this was done. So as you can see, here's the first page. We're going to just go through it. Okay, so we're going to go through the first two lines, because of course the first line just says Chalaki, Chalaki, right? Cherokee. And then here's the English, right? So this says, Hi'a tiko huel u wolta. Oh, I didn't put the last word of that on there. So let me go back through. Hang on just a second. So I didn't realize. Okay. Okay, let me see if I have to do it on my Mac, because I know how to do it on my Mac. So, all right, there we go. All right. So I left I left this word. This is has been really tough. It's been a really hard one because it's handwritten, and so the ink has smudged in places and things like that. And so I'm like, okay, well, what is that character supposed to be? So Talaki hi'a digohuel uwolta didun oh, that should be ta. That should be ta, not ya. Ta. Okay. So there we go. Didun istana. So of course, Chalaki means Cherokee. Hi'a, this. Digo whale, book. Uwolta, funny. So funny book, right? This funny book. Didun istana. it's like, um, it doesn't mean it's special. It's like, it means it was, oh, geez. The word, it's like, didunti. It's like it was made for this special purpose. Okay, it was unique. It was made for the purpose of, or it was made specifically for a reason. Okay, so didunistana. Yeah, didunistana. So, salagi, he atiko huel uwol. This is guo, but in today's Cherokee, we would probably say uwolti, uwolti, uwolta, right? And that just means it's funny, right? Or it's funny book. Didana yistana. It's unique. It was made for a special purpose. Okay? All right. Let's let you read this first, okay? See if you can read through the Cherokee. And hopefully, I haven't screwed up the way I typed it. My sister had called me while I was doing this, and so I was trying to do English and Cherokee both at the same time. So, all right. Let's read it together, okay? I ge yi, a ye client, a ye client, za la gi ha, kano he klunska, kano he klunska. We would say klun instead of lun, kano he klunska. Okay? So, ikeyi. Now, if you look at the translation, it says the first half of the book has stories written in Cherokee. Okay? So, ikeyi, first, ayetliya, half, Chalaki ha. It's they're Cherokee. Okay, we learned about that ha, right? Gada ha, right? Gada, dirt, gada ha, dirty, right? So these are Cherokee Kanohe Tlanska stories. Okay? So the first half, the stories are Cherokee. Okay? Ikayi ayetliya talaki ha kanohe tlanska. Okay. Now let's read the next one. Okay, let's read through it together. Ta li ne no, ta li ne no, a ye kliya. Ayetliya iga yonegaha kano he tlanska. All right, so this one is very similar. Taline no, and then the second, taline no, then the second, ayetliya, half, ego, of it, yonegaha. It's Englishy, it's white people-y, right? Kanohe tlanska, stories. So the stories are in English, okay, or they're in white, white people, right? So we do have a word for English, agilisi, right? Is the word for English. But most people, like when I was growing up, I didn't learn that word until a lot later. Most people just said yoneg. So, and so they don't say like I speak English. They would say I speak white, right? Or I speak white people, right? So, but some people there is a different word for English. So, just be aware of that. So, taline no ayetlia ika yonegaha kanohetlanska. Okay, so the second half is is stories in English. Okay, let's read the next one. Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds to read through this on your own. Then we'll do it together, okay? Okay, so let's read through it together. Ja, la, gi, no. Okay, we're right here in the story, right? Ja, la, gi, no. Ya, del, quan, okay? So this literally is ya, de, dlo, qua, ya, del, qua, okay? Ya, del, qua, na, Jalagi ha, go whale, igayi, hanel skesti, chagoliyedi. So the first word, then Cherokee, and then Cherokee, Yadel Kwa, if you're learning Yadel Kwa, the Cherokee Gohuel, the Cherokee pages, or the Cherokee book, Ikayi, first, Hanel Tishkesti, you're going to try it, Hanel Tishkest, you're going to try, Jakoliyid, to read. Okay, you're gonna try to read it. Okay, so if you're learning if you're Cherokee, the Cherokee book first, you're gonna try to read. Okay, that's what that says. So, Jalaki no Yadel Kwa na Jalaki han Gohuel. Igayi hanel tiskesti jadel jagoliyed. Okay. Then okay. So here we go. So this says igatano de jajos tanehe de jajos taneheste kila yonegaha gohuel we goli skesti. Okay, so this skesti means you're gonna do it. You haven't done it yet. You're gonna go do it. Okay, so ikatano, and then if dejajos tanehesti, you're not understanding or you're confused, and if they confuse you, kila yonega, then yonegaha gohuel, the yoneg book, okay, the yoneg, the white book, wigoli yeskesti, you're gonna go read it. Okay, so it says, if there are some things that confuse you, then you're gonna go read the white part. Okay, so does that make sense? Igata no deja jos tane hesti kila yonegaha gohuel wigoli yeskesti. Okay, so if there are some things that confuse you, then you're gonna go read the white part. Okay? Okay. I'm going to give you a few seconds to read through this yourself, and then we will go through it together. Okay, so this first part says, tla no, do hi you, kanega, udloye, yi nigana, gohuela, aseno, eliwu, yolig, nigaweska. Okay. So tlano, then not, dohi you, really, kanega, the word, udloye, the same, yinikana, aren't, gohuela, written. So this is just saying the words aren't written exactly the same. Aseno, but eliwu, you can yolki, you can understand nigaweska, what it's saying. Okay, nigaweska. So you can understand what it's saying. Tlano dohi yu kanega utloye yiniga nango huele aseno eligu yolki nigaweskano. Okay, and of course you can see down here is even the English down here is not exactly. It says the words may not be exactly the same, but you'll understand the thought. But to me this is saying, but you can yolki understand nigaweska, what it's saying. You can understand what it says. Okay, which means the same thing, just different way of saying it, right? But nigaweska, because we talked about nigawe is something making a sound, like wahya. Nigawe is a wolf howling, right? So, all right, let's try the next part. Okay, give you just a few seconds to read through this on your own. All right. Okay, so yo ne yo ne ga no ya del kwa ya del kwa, but we would say ya del kwa halene da halenta gal qua du sine uguan da dai g cano he tluska. Okay, so yonegano, then English yadel kwa. If you're learning English, halenta, start halenta, start galquadu sine, galquadu 17 ne, the 17th uguantata page, jikano hedlaska, that how would I start on the 17th page, jikano hedlaska, that I don't know how to explain that. Kanohed is a word, right? The story, Kanohed. Oh, that start on the 17th page. That tells you. I mean, I'm trying to explain because the English doesn't it doesn't say that in the English. If you're learning English, start with the stories on. That'll work. Start with Jikanohe Etleska that are stories. Okay, so start on page 17. The story's on page 17. That makes sense. Kanohe Tlanska. Kanohe Tlanska can be a story. It can be, Kanohed are the words, right? The gospel. So this word is, or the Kanohe Tlanska can be a lot of different things, but it's basically something that's told, something that's imparted to you, that kind of thing. So let's read through it one more time. Yo negano yadel kwa halenta halenta kalkwa adusine uguan dot ne jikano hedlaska. All right. Now, this one, I'll let you read it yourself. Okay. Okay. Then this says, "I geyi, ayetliya, higoliya, jak, tahunska, iga, holigan, holgan." So the first ayetliya, igayi, the first ayetliya half, higoliya, read the first half, jaktahanska, iga, to me that's like turned, haktahan, right? But let me see if, yeah, to me it's like turn. So turn and read the first half, if you understand, okay? So they're saying the first half, read the first half, turn and read the first half, to see if you understand, right? Okay? So that's kind of what they're telling you here. Jagad, yeah. Let me double check myself. Let me check myself. Let me see. Investigate. Yeah, investigate. So, yeah, Jakta Hunska, investigate it. Investigate the first, investigate, look into it. Examine, I guess, examine. But there's another word for that. Agoli is like also to examine. So, jakta huska, yeah, is like check out the first half, if you understand, is maybe a better way to say it. Go hikolia jakta huska igong if whole if you understood it. Okay? If you understood it. All right. Here's the last part, which is not on here. They left it off in English, but it has it right here. And this was an interesting one. So let me give you a few seconds to see if you can read it. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, I asked several speakers on this, and again, they could tell me kind of what it was talking about, but not exactly what each word did. So we're going to do our best here, okay? So this is no, no, and then na, the. Okay, Genie de gun, Genie de gun. And this can be like details. This can be something that's indicated. It can be a size. So here, these, duguan nani dai. Is like these pages. Hanelta, try. Idijaneti, that we've provided. That we've given to you, okay. So this is then the indicated, or then the details. Oh, the details, yeah. Then and then the details. These pages, try these pages that we've given to you. Okay, so it's kind of like a glossary, I think. Page 15, 16, or skigat du sine, dala du sine, josko sawuhine, josko taline, josko joine. Okay, so on those pages. So really quickly, I'm just going to go and check and see if that's actually what is on those pages. So let me, yep, that's exactly what those are. So it's like little glossary and it has like little quizzes and comprehension exercises so that you can understand, but mainly it's like a glossary, okay? So no le no na jinde gan na hi a duguanani da duguanani da hanelta idi janeti skika dusine dala dusine jos ko sawuine jos ko taline jos ko joine. Okay, so yeah, so that's the first page of the lesson. So I think that is really, really cool. Let's go back through. And so when we come back to our next lesson, we'll actually start the actual comic book itself, which I think is going to be just a lot of fun. And you're going to get a lot of great stuff out of it, okay? So, ustigila. Okay, let's read through. Let's see if we can read through it all together, okay? Jalaki. Hia digo huel uwolta didanis tanai. Ikayi ayetli jalaki ha kano he tlaska. Tatline no ayetli iga yone gaha kano he tlaska. Jalaki no yadel kwa na jalaki ha go huel ikayi hanel tiskesti jagoli ye di. Igata no deja jos tane hesti kilon yonega han go huel wigoli ye skesti. Llano dohi yu kanega udloi yin na go welai aseno eliu yolki niga west kai. Yoneka no yadel kwa halenta gal kwa dusine uguan da dai jikano he tlaska. Igai ayetliya higoliya jakta huska iga holkai. No le no na jinde gana hi a see, to me that there's a mess up in that word, but yeah, because it's like page, but I think the ni is not duquan ni da dai hanerta idija neti skiga dusine dala dusine josko saguhine josko taline josko joine. Okay, so that's the entire beginning. So let's go through and see if you can understand. So we'll just go back through. Okay, So let's see. I'll read this one and you can tell me, see if you can tell me what it means. Jalaki no yadel kwa na jalaki ha gohuela igayi hanel tis gesti jagoli yedi. Okay. Jalaki no yadel kwa na jalaki ha gohuela igayi hanel tis gesti jagoli yedi. Okay. Then Cherokee, if you're learning, so then if you're learning Cherokee, the Cherokee book first try to read. Okay. First you're going to try to read it. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let me read this one and you can see if you can tell me which part this is. Ikayi ayetliya jalaki ha kanohetlaska. Ikayi ayetliya jalaki ha kanohetlaska. Okay. Did you guess? The first half are the Cherokee stories, right? The first half are told in Cherokee. Let's try this one. Klano dohiyu kanega untloyi yinigana gowela aseno eliu yolki nigaweskai. Okay, this is not the words aren't really the same as they're written, but you can understand what is said. Okay. Let's try this one. Taline no ayetliya iga yonega ha kanohetlaska. Taline no ayetliya iga yonega ha kanohetlaska. Okay, did you guess the second half of the stories is in English? Okay, the second half of them are told in English, or told in white people, right? Okay? All right, so hopefully you're looking forward to reading or seeing the rest of the comic in Cherokee and working our way through it. I know I'm really, really excited about it. So just keep working at it, keep looking at it, keep listening to it. Every opportunity you get to hear Cherokee spoken or to read in Cherokee, try to do so. Don't worry if you don't understand everything in it, that's fine. You know, if you can just pick out a couple words, that's more than you could do before. And the more you listen to it, the more you're going to be able to pick out. So anyway, from all of us here at Cherokee Nation and RSU TV, I just want to say, wadon, jadoksa dest, dong da go hunty.